Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is nice to be here. It's nice to have all of you with us in the sanctuary. Us this Shabbat is me and Marcelo. Cantor Norman continues to enjoy a well-deserved vacation with his family, so we wish him Shabbat Shalom from afar. But I'm here not by myself, thank goodness, but with Marcelo. So as we always used to say, sing loudly if you love your rabbi. Trust me, it'll make everything be better. I think about Shabbat, and so often my focus on Friday afternoon is what is to come. At Shabbat, I'm thinking about the sermon. I'm thinking about Torah study the next morning and making sure that services are ready, that I don't prepare in the way that I should prepare, which is not looking backward, is not looking forward, but looking backward. Looking back at the week that has ended, reflecting on what I am letting go. Excuse me, the week that has passed, what have I accomplished so that I can go into Shabbat with the thoughts of gratitude for the week that has ended. I am glad that things are over, or things that I have accomplished. So we take a moment now just to reflect on our week that has passed. We think about the end of last Shabbat and Sunday, and we are grateful to God for Sunday. Take a moment. We think about Monday, all that the week began with, all that we had to accomplish. And with each day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even this morning and into the afternoon, are we grateful to God for the week that has passed, just as we are grateful for Shabbat, the day of rest. And as our tradition tells us, we end our week with angels accompanying us into our homes and into Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet. Peace be to you, O ministering angels, messengers of the Most High. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Each one of us enters this moment with a different need. Some hearts are full of peace and gratitude, overflowing with love and joy. They are eager to confront the day, to make the world a better place. They are recovering from illness or have escaped misfortune. We rejoice with them. Some hearts ache with sorrow. Disappointments weigh heavily on them. Families have been broken. Loved ones lie on a bed of pain. Death has taken a cherished loved one. May our presence and caring bring them comfort. Some hearts are embittered. Ideals are betrayed and mocked, answers sought in vain. Life has lost its meaning and value. May the knowledge that we too are searching restore our hope and renew our faith. Adonai, come, let us sing to Adonai. Lechuner anena, lechuner anena, lechuner anena, l'Adonai. Lechuner anena, lechuner anena, lechuner anena, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzur ishenu, nekadma fana betoda. Naria, naria, letzur ishenu, Bismirot Narialo. Lechuner anena, lechuner anena, lechuner anena, l'Adonai. Lechuner anena, lechuner anena, lechuner anena, l'Adonai. Just as we have welcomed God and the angels into our midst, we welcome Shabbat, our bride.
Lecha lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. La 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 la. Lecha lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'litchila, la 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 la, lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, so ma'aseh b'makshavat tchila, la 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 la. Lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva oreku, uri, shir daberi, kivod Adonai alaich, nigla la 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 la. Lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. We rise, we turn to the door, we welcome the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom, ateret bahala, gam besimcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha doti, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Tov
להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. וזמר לשמך העליון, לשמך העליון. ולזמר, ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. We light our Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. We rise for Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach leolam vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'avim. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftecha b'veitecha uvelechtecha vaderech uveshochbecha uvekumecha ukeshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם emet. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neheda b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neheda b'kodesh. כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורש סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים. The people of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, observing the Sabbath in every generation as a covenant for all time. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days the eternal God made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from labor and rested. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam b'ridotam. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam b'ridotam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael Sheshet Yamim, Asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam b'ritotam, uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam b'ritotam. We rise for Amidah. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agitehilatecha, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Lifnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaya Kol Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv Haruach, Umorid Hagashem, Hayim Bechesed, Mechaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofech Oholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Shenei Ahafan, Bichamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidom Elach, Melech Memid, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'nemanata L'Hachayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol, Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha HaKadosh, U'Kedoshim b'chol yom Yehallelu Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Praise be Adonai for Shabbat and its holiness. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Pray, blessed are you, Adonai, whose presence returns to Zion. Baruch atah Adonai, hamachazir shchinato letzion, modim anachnu lach. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, shotcha levadcha b'yira na'avo. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulechana Elohoto. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov ve'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Before we take a moment for silent personal prayer, we think about our friends and neighbors, members of our community, members of our own family who are in need of God's blessing of healing. On this Shabbat, we are thinking about Audrey Aronchik and Deanna Aronchik, Charles Barna, Francine Barna, Baruch Ben Sion Ben Bracha Chaya, Osvaldo Barraza, Leslie Center, Sherry Center, Esther Bat Ariel, Dr. Helen Fagan, Clara Fisher, Susan Friedman, Stephen Geller, Marion Gordon, Rachel Bat Chana, Deborah Hartman, Peter Herrera, Gedalia Ben Ita, Shoshana Cecile Jacobs, Ed Johns, Mindy Elizabeth Jones, Susan Jones, Charles Cantor, Marshall Krolik, Dr. Benjamin Lechner, Jack Lieb, Judy Levy, Susan Linsenbaum, Leah Bat Margalit, Leah Tova Bar, Shammai Ben Michael, Robert Parker, Elka Rock, Shaul ben Moshe Verivka, Barry Shanerman, Jana Schneider, Suzette Schultz, Lillian Stein, Kevin Webb, Sid Wiesel, Judith Bat Rachela Vianco, Dov Ben Yona. We ask God's blessing upon them. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel B'Leah Hu Yavarech v'Yirapeh Et Cholim Kodesh Baruch Hu Yamalei Rachamim Alehem V'Hachlei Mal Malarapotam V'Hachzikam V'Hachyotam V'Shlach Bimheira Refuah Shlema, complete healing, Refuat Nefesh, healing of the soul, Urefuat Guf, healing of the body, B'Tok Shar Cholei Israel, Ashtaba Agalav Isman Kariv and Omar. We say, Amen. We take a moment for silent personal prayer. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. There is a midrash, a story out of Jewish tradition that God hesitated when giving the Torah to the Jewish people. God wanted reassurance that this was the right, God was giving it to the right people, and so asked the Jewish people to provide guarantors that the Torah would be followed. So the Jewish people suggested Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. They will be our guarantors. They followed God. God refused and said, these are not good guarantors. The people regrouped, suggested, in the future we will have great Jewish kings and great Jewish prophets. They will be our guarantors. God again refused, saying, these are not good guarantors. After a couple of more tries, the Jewish people offered a final suggestion. Let our children be our guarantors. And with that, God agreed to give the Torah to the people. In a Talmudic play on words, we are taught not to read the word banaich, our children, but bonaich, our builders. Indeed, our children are the builders of our future. Oh, tonight, I have a little bit of a treat for you. It's my pleasure to introduce one of those future builders of the Jewish people. Kylie Bramson is a 16-year-old high school junior from Providence, Rhode Island. She enjoys traveling when there isn't a pandemic and loves meeting Jews all around the world, which in a sort of 2 degrees of separation is how I got to meet her. Kylie is a lifeguard and a swim instructor at her local JCC. She loves to cook, and at least according to her, she makes a pretty delicious matzo ball soup. Kylie is very involved with NIFTY, the Reform Movement's youth organization, and she is the winner of NIFTY's 2021 Wendy Blickstein Memorial Devar Torah competition. I had a chance to read her Devar Torah and asked if she would be willing to share it with us tonight. It turns out, though, that at this very moment, Kylie is getting ready to deliver it online for the NIFTY National Convention, which is starting today. But she was kind enough to pre-record it for Temple Sinai. So I think we may be getting it before the teens are. I think that you will all agree that she represents the very best and the very strongest of our Jewish future. So if technology works, we should be able to hear and learn from Kylie Bramson.
Connect, learn, serve. What do these words really mean? What do they instruct us to do? Connect encourages us to form meaningful connections with those around us. Learn inspires us to continue on a path of knowledge based in Jewish values. Serve calls us to be here for our communities and ourselves. It is especially fitting that these 3 words truly embody the values of this week's Torah portion, in which Moses' father Yitro advises Moses that he has taken on too much work. Moses, all alone, had been serving as the sole judge for the Israelites. Day and night people came to him for advice on how to live according to the laws and teachings of God. Yitro tells Moses that he will wear himself out from all the work, and that he should seek out deputies to settle smaller issues. The delegation of tasks is often something that we are reluctant to do, but it can be crucial in managing our workload. Trusting his father-in-law, Moses obliges and appoints capable judges across the land. In this instance, Yitro realizes that Moses needs help before Moses is even able to come to terms with this reality himself. Although Moses may not be ready to ask for help, he willingly accepts it once it is thoughtfully offered by Yitro. As it was for Moses, it can be difficult for us to admit when we need help. However, the support and advice of our loved ones, such as Yitro's support for Moses, can be exactly what we need to be successful. In an era of social distancing, asking for help can become even more challenging. Many of us are unable to spend time in person with the people whom we usually seek when we are struggling. Also, our need for help can often go unnoticed. When our need for help is overlooked by those around us, it often becomes necessary to ask for help ourselves, which can be really difficult. Oftentimes, when we feel lost, we turn to our Jewish community and our Jewish values. One really awesome aspect of Judaism is how it encourages us to ask questions about everything. What got us to where we are today? What do Jewish values say we ought to do in this situation? Is this really the right course of action? What will the effects be? Asking and questioning in and of themselves are Jewish values. We are taught to ask for forgiveness when we have wronged others. We ask for prayers of healing when people are in need of a refuah shlema, a complete healing. We ask for and even demand peace for our world. This culture of asking can and should be used to create a culture of caring and support for those who ask as well as those who do not. Asking for help often looks different depending on the person, the situation, and the type of help needed. It may be getting a tutor for a class in which you are struggling, or asking another Niftyite to co-write a program or a service with you so you do not have to do it alone. The choice of asking is a crucial one, but the choice of supporting those around you is just as crucial in order to have a thriving community. Recognizing when a parent is stressed with work and offering to unload the dishwasher or make dinner for your family are two ways that you can turn your home community with a culture of caring. Sometimes we are like Moses, the one in need of assistance, and sometimes we are like the judges who support and ease the workload for other people. One phrase from Exodus 18:22 encapsulates the culture of supporting those in our community. It translates to make it easier for yourself by letting them share the burden with you. Oftentimes we may feel guilty for relying on our community when we need help. However, relying on our community is how we have gotten to where we are as a Jewish people and is necessary for our collective future. For all the times we're in Moses' role, not even recognizing when we are in need of assistance to survive, we also have times when we are in the role of the judges, supporting someone else's Moses moment. So in this time of struggle and uncertainty, it is more important now than ever that we embrace our Yitro moments, our Moses moments, and our judge moments in order to remain integral members of our communities. We must connect with those around us, learn from each other, and serve our communities, as well as our own needs. This is the only way that we will be able to move forward, survive, and thrive as a Jewish people. Shabbat Shalom.
Well, I hope you see why we feel like she is truly the future of the Jewish people. And thank you, Kylie, for being willing to share your words with us. And thank you for reminding us that we are sometimes in need, and we are sometimes able to provide support for those who are in need, and that both of those moments are acceptable and why we have the Jewish community as we do. We turn back to our liturgy. We open the Ark as we rise for Aleinu.
ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה
this point, we remember our loved ones who are no longer with us, whose memories serve as a blessing for us and serve as lights as we continue on the path without them. We remember all those for whom we are observing a Yortzeit this week: Rosa Albo, Henry Ashley, George Berkowitz, David Brower, Nathan Cohen, Melvin Cohen, David Davidson, Bernice Dahm, Maury Ellis, Shirley R. Edelson, Abraham Fine, Gladys A. Freed, Samuel Goldstein, Lillian Graubert, Morris Greenberg, Adrian Halem, Fanny Hammer, Ellie Katz, Stanley Lane, Harry Lehman, Sarah Lynn, Bryna Martinique, Philip Orenstein, Samuel Perlman, Louis Perlman, Pearl F. Rochelson, Louis Rones, David J. Rosenbaum, Ben H. Rubin, Joseph Satzman, Herman Schachter, Frida Showman, Esther Siegel, Harry Siegel, Dr. P. Barry Silverman, Max Snyderman, Ann Soul, Dr. Paul Tannenbaum, Esther Wexler, Meyer Weingarten, David Walensky, and all those whom we keep in our hearts. We join together for Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach rute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yom echon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'vizman kariv v'yimru, amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam olomei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudashah v'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da'miran be'alma v'yimru, amen. Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. So together we say, amen. Amen. Once again, want to wish all of you a Shabbat Shalom. Say thank you to all of our service sponsors. Say thank you to Marilyn Beaumall. Marilyn, you have been a part of our congregation since the very, very beginning of it. And to thank us for the beautiful Martin Luther King Shabbat. Really, we say thank you to you. Thank you to Merritt and Ellen Halem in memory of Merritt's mother, Adrienne. Don and Linda Lockshin, we say happy birthday to Linda's mother, Irene Miller, on her 101st birthday. Say thank you to Mary Jane Rochelson and Joel Mintz in memory of Pearl Rochelson, Barbara Silverman in memory of her husband Barry, and Elise and Ronald Udelson in memory of Meyer Weingarten. And I'm going to sneak in a very happy birthday to Elise. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday, many more years of health and happiness. We have a number of things that are going on, so I'm going to rattle through them. Please join us next Shabbat, next Friday. We have an outdoor Kabbalat Shabbat. The weather is beautiful, and it's wonderful to be together in person. Please know that we only allow a certain number of people, so you need to RSVP. Reminder that masks and physical distancing will be enforced. We ask that you sit where the chairs are, not to move them around, so that everybody is safe and healthy. It is now into February, which means we cannot avoid Purim anymore. Not quite the month of Adar yet, but we're getting there. We are doing our celebration this year is a Purim Carnival. You just come. Hey, we love if you dress up your car a little bit, put something fancy on your car, and come in. You'll come into the Temple Sinai campus, and there will be road signs that will take you through the Purim Megillah. There will be activities for adults and kids. It's all fun. It's all good. We'll take your picture and post your picture. You might even see a Haman or two that you'll be able to shake your groggers at. You won't even hear his name, but you will see him every so often. So I'll just letting you know, come join us. That's on Sunday the 28th from any time between 3 and 5. You can come and drive through our carnival. Then we have one more lunch and learn. We had a nice one this past week. Please join me March 3rd. Come 12 to 1. I pick something to talk about, and we sit and have good conversation while sharing lunch. You can bring your own lunch, or you can order from us. Finally, one last thing, and that is a community-wide, Reform Movement community-wide program. That's MART, Miami Area Reform Temples, have all gotten together and have invited an incredible woman, Mara Gad, who wrote a book, The Color of Love, where she is talking about what it was to be a biracial Jew, female Jew, and she spoke at the Union for Reform Judaism biennial more than a year ago, captivating individual, and one that has so much to teach us and talk about in terms of what it means to be a Jew today. So we hope that you will join us for that. We are going to conclude. I should say thank you to Marcelo for once again making me sound much better than I am. Thank you, Marcelo. And we are going to conclude with Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach Terem Kol Yitzir Nifra Nasa b'chefzo kol Azai melech shemo nikra Azai melech shemo nikra Yacharei kichlot hakol Levado yimloch nora Vehu haya vehu hoveh Vehu yiyeh betifara Vehu yiyeh betifara ואין שני להמשיל לו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי צור חבלי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי not kosi beyom mekra, and not kosi beyom mekra. Yahado avki duchi, ve'etishan ve'ahira, ve'imruchi giviyati, Adonai li velo ira, Adonai li velo. Join together for Kiddush and Moshe. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav ve'atzavanu Shabbat kodsho be'ahava uratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'leheshim ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'chata v'tanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchotanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.